Alright, so I just wanted to. It's been a little while since I made a video about school. My first one that I made was actually, I think, at the beginning of the year, and I was kind of like going over how to get in, but once you're in, it's kind of easy from there, kind of. So, the class I'm taking now, I'm about a year ish in, give or take, and I've already gotten my full set launch box, which consists of your lighting kit, the SF5, a tripod. You get some, you get a mic with it, and a bunch of other stuff. In fact, I even did an unboxing of it. Kind of felt bad or lazy because I made this cool little video of everything just like everyone else did and never posted on YouTube. So still gotta do that. But anyways, I'm in this class and I think I kind of like underestimated it because there was well, okay, I'll say this first. First and foremost, our in shoot. Oh, my camera's gonna die. Okay, there we go. Anyways, yeah, our my instructor, you're gonna have other classmates in there, no doubt about that. But the first thing we were warned of was the class is very challenging, no doubt about that. But it was also, I guess, one of the bigger classes that's got the dropout rate of. So I don't know if he was just saying that or people just kind of like gave up on the challenge. But you know what? I've always kind of liked this field, so I didn't want to just give up when times get rough. It's not me. Anyway, so this one, instructor knew his stuff very well. Kept in contact with me as long as yeah, of course, you're gonna want to keep an open line with him or her. But there was a lot of reading material in there. Like I'm talking, I would spend at least 3 hours a night. Keep in mind, I work 2 to 10, so get home, give yourself about 15 and 20 minutes to wind down, shower, whatever you gotta do, and then hit the books. And to be honest, a lot of the reading material was just other URL links that he found off the internet on his own leisure, and it really was helpful. But I will tell you this, it was kind of hard to keep up with that and remembering everything. I mean, you're probably not gonna remember everything unless you have a good memory of it. But for me particularly, like there's a few things here and there, like attention to detail. I know was one of his pet peeves, and that was one of the things where like I was reading up on the rule of thirds, and I was taught about this in high school, and I know some things that I shot even for a short film. Which, by the way, in this class, it's video and composition, so you're going to be doing. I don't know if they'll ever change it, but we did a short film and we took a lot of stills with this camera, and it came down to something as simple as like the rule of thirds, and it's usually where like your eyes, even for like a self portrait or something like that, are about a third of the way down from the top of the frame. Well, there's a couple things that left out about that, and like honestly, working around a full time job and doing schoolwork at the same time and having other people to help you shoot the things you need to do, it all came down to like time restraints. Um, I work 80 hours a week, no overtime. In all honesty, I hate working overtime, but I want to get away at work. So, but time restraints alone is kind of like a big one for me. I know that's part of what got it, and but other than that, I know composition is another big one for this class too. They stress and stress on composition, and it's kind of like adding, or my understanding of it is like adding character to your films or your pictures. It's kind of like looking at a picture and just looking at that picture. It's that old saying, the pictures can tell 1,000 words. Well, it's almost the same thing with this class. Um, you're almost using like your artistic appeal to be able to speak, if that makes sense. But um, yeah, this class was just so hard. Like I thought, before this class, I think I was taking script writing. I really thought that class was hard. Um, I think I got like a D plus in that class, and honestly, I really thought that class was hard. And then I got to this one, and for some miraculous reason, I still passed. But I did keep in contact with my instructor. I think at one point he called me up to see if I need help on anything. So, I mean, you keep an open line of contact with them and they will get back to you. I know he was incredibly busy and I don't want to step on his toes with anything. So, I know that helped me out a lot. But I think one of the biggest things for them too is they want to see that you're trying. If you straight up give up or you don't send them anything at all for the assignments, or you tell them that you just simply need an extension but you are working on it, and that they can tell from your work, and trust me, they can tell from your work. It is, like I said, it is challenging, but you do that and they tend to work with you. I mean, there's some instructors that just they have a late door policy where it's just straight up you don't submit before, like, I'm in Arizona, so my deadline would be 10 o'clock, even though they say 11:59, but I think I'm like 2 hours ahead of time or 2 hours behind. So if you don't submit it by a certain time at that time of day, automatic zero. It sucks, but automatic zero. You could have spent a week working on that assignment and getting it in, and automatic zero, and it kind of goes with the professionalism within that grade too. Um, Sorry, I've been up all night. um, what else? Oh yeah, a lot of them are. I mean, they have their busy schedules too. They still work in the film industry, hence the reason why I think mine was a little more flexible about time, because I think 2 weeks worth of assignments, and they were just graded tonight. So everything I submitted 2 weeks ago was graded just now. So I think as far as that tardiness thing goes with the assignments, he was pretty understandable about it, telling from how we all worked hard on it and trying to get our stuff in. So it was pretty cool. But um, we are starting our portfolios at this point. I know Behance is a great way to go. Um, Behance is like kind of like your starter portfolio, where you'll start putting some of your videos and all your stills you're taking on there. So be really familiar with that. Otherwise, that's kind of like a recap of everything that I've done this far. I'm kind of curious to see how my next class goes, because I think after that it's like audio or something like that. So I don't know, but I know with this one too, you'll get some experience in with what is it, Final Cut Pro and Premiere Pro. I think that's probably your Adobe package that you'll be getting, and if you haven't already got it anyway. And for me personally, I think Premiere Pro is a little easier to use this time around. And I say that because I don't think you can take stills on Final Cut Pro, or if there's like some magical way that I don't know about. But most of my experience with this class goes into Premiere, and I kind of, I found that class very helpful. Anything that you might need outside of class, like, the instructor isn't always there, or your classmates can't answer your questions, or they're busy working on their stuff too, or just busy with their daily lives, YouTube. um, YouTube helped me out a lot with understanding the camera. I also I've met I talked to some photographers over Facebook. I'm kind of a fan of Pokemon. As childish as that kind of sounds, whatever. Don't judge. But there's a photographer that he does most of the same stuff we're doing in this class when he's way more experienced than I am. I mean, I probably couldn't tell you the first thing about Photoshop, but I was talking to him a little bit, and if you can, they also encourage us to find outside help. You know, get as much experience as possible, or well, I shouldn't say experience, but knowledge at this point. Knowledge is power, and I feel kind of like cliche saying that, but it's true. If you can find other cinematographers or what the hell, photographers over Facebook, you know them personally, contact them. Um, I mean, if you already know your stuff and you're just kind of like, in here to gain more knowledge, whatever your case may be, more power to you. If you're like me, where you're kind of like a beginner and trying to learn everything, other than, I mean, I took a few high school courses and that's about as far as I got. Other than that, I think I did a few personal projects, but this class gets really into depth about it, and um, I'm not gonna lie, I struggled. I did, and I still am struggling. It's there's a few concepts in here that I'm still trying to get down, but I'm a hands-on learner, and it's also kind of hard for me to imagine something in my head before I do it. I'm more like a just kind of go with the flow type of guy, and that's always not the right way. But anyways, that's just kind of like a recap of everything that I've done in this class so far. But if you set your mind to it and you work hard, and they can see that you're doing that, you'll have fun in this class. You'll learn a lot. I know I have, and it's been interesting. But I'm just glad to hear that I get to move on and experience other things. So uh, good luck to you. I hope this video kind of helps on what to expect, but just don't really stress on it too much. Just have fun with it, be creative, and see what comes of it. All right, well, have fun.